So if you're watching this video, you're either a huge fan of my face, or you're curious how the new comic book film Morbius turned out. Was it good? Was it bad? Was it a little bit of both? Or did it just plain suck? Get it? Suck because vampire... Anyway. The film stars Jared Leto, Academy Award winning Jared Leto. I know we forgot that he won an Academy Award. Jared Leto plays the titular Michael Morbius, who has been struggling to cure this illness he's had ever since he was born. Along the way, he encounters Matt Smith, a kid who also had the same virus that he did. And as they were growing up, he promised him that he would find the cure for both of them. And along the way, it takes a cost. Now, if you're like me and you follow the production of these big comic book movies closely, you know that this thing has been in the oven for years. In fact, I believe they stopped filming back in 2019. The trailer for this thing first dropped in 2020. It's a long time. In fact, I still remember I was a senior in college. I was sitting on the bench at the gym, as I often do on YouTube, and I remember watching the trailer for the first Morbius movie, for this movie, thinking, wow, that looks like it's gonna suck. Despite all the marketing, despite everything that's been going on with the virus, with the lockdowns, we are finally able to see this movie, and what do I have to say about it? Well, let's start with the good, all right? I always like to start with the positives. The actors, there's actors in the movie, they're acting. Jared Leto, he's in the movie and he's good. He's better in this than he was in as Joker. There's this subplot where there are these two cops, Tyrese Gibson and his partner. And his partner is really funny. He has a mustache. Wait, does he have a mustache? I don't know. He walks around and he has all like these like quippy one-liners. Like he's the guy you would like find on CSI where the person would be like, man, it looks like there was this dead basketball player. Well, it looks like this game went into sudden death. So yeah, that was a nice, funny little subplot. There were some cool visuals, as you can tell from the trailer. He's able to like use echolocation, kind of like a bat. Like Batman, he can like hear crap in the wind, and there's some cool like flying sequences where like he flies like a bat. If you can't tell by the multiple pauses and the frustration I have at trying to think of positives, I really didn't like this movie. And I don't want to be the guy who just relentlessly makes fun of a new movie, because at the end of the day, a film is a production that requires thousands upon thousands of manpower and all of these hardworking filmmakers coming together to, put stuff with the production, to write a script, to get the music, to get the cinematography down. It takes an entire village to make these movies, and the end result being a horrible, complete tonal mess that is terribly edited, horribly paced, and just felt from the very beginning like a corporate cash grab. Yeah, Sony, the big studio behind this movie, knows that we like superhero movies, that Marvel's making all the money and DC's trying to get in the game. Well, heck, what do we have lying around? Well, we have Venom. People seem to like this thing for some reason. I can just imagine it now. A bunch of these Sony corporate suits sitting at a table going, I wonder what we can do. What's our next superhero? What can we make a movie out of? Yo, boss man. I just poured through these hundreds of comic books I found in my mom's shed. Listen to this. Morbius. What the hell? Who let him in here? What do you want? You're the intern. You're here to get coffee. Who is this Morbius guy you're talking about? Whoa, chillax, broski. I don't think you heard me, bruh. Morbius. He's the living vampire. Duh. Look, I know we here at Sony are really desperate for a new action movie, but come on, you're gonna take some random obscure vampire character and you're gonna make a tentpole blockbuster out of him, and the audiences are gonna see that? Look, bro, I don't think you're listening to me. All we have to do... I got fake hair in my mouth. All we have to do is take a random obscure character, put some actor in it that people vaguely know about, and they'll come to see it. Like this Jared Leto guy. Brings in the guys and the girl. Don't ask me why I have this on my iPad. That's my business. But all I'm saying is people like the Avengers. We can do our own Avengers with Venom and Morbius. And people will see it, bruh. You bring up a good idea. We can literally put in the minimum amount of bare effort into this D-level character, label it as part of this extended Spider-Man universe, and audiences will see it no matter what. Wow, this is a really good idea. How did you come up with it? Oh, I was just watching a new episode of Ballers on HBO Max as I was taking a nice swig of some black cherry White Claw, and it just hit me. You are now the new CEO of Sony. Congratulations. Okay, I don't know what just happened there, but it was basically something like that. It was a bunch of people sitting around a table. They have no idea what comic book fans want, but they think they know what they want. So what they do is, as I said in that skit, they take these random characters and they're going to build out this whole Avengers-like team, because that's what every movie studio nowadays is doing. They want to see what kind of obscure characters they can turn into, and they don't care about the storyline. It was about 15 or 20 minutes into the movie when I began to check under my seat, because it felt like I was sitting on the remote and my butt was clicking the fast forward button. The movie jumps around so much, it feels like they chopped out like an hour out of this movie. This thing is barely 2 hours, and you can tell that the studio cut any kind of character development that you could have in the movie. It literally opens with young Jared Leto and young kid. Well, actually, no, it doesn't open with that. It opens with a scene in the present, and then the scene then cuts back to a flashback, and then flashes back to the present, which turns out to be after the scene in the beginning. I know it seems like I'm nitpicking, but these scenes that I'm mentioning are indicative of the way the entire movie is structured as a whole. It moves from scene to scene to scene to scene without any rhyme or reason as to why we're going on this journey, who these people are, why should we care? And then about halfway through, his friend who wants the cure, he stumbles into a room and he sees Morbius as this monster vampire ghoul thing, right? Covered in blood, shriveling this monster. And his first thought is, I shit you not, his first thought is, hey, Morbius, the cure worked. Can I get some of that? Why would that be the first thing that comes out of your mouth? You see your friend becoming this demon monster thing and you want... Oh, I get it. He's saying that because the script needs him to steal the formula so he can become a monster so they can fight. Because we have to see a giant action scene. We have to see these monsters fight. And I know what you're going to ask. Well, Jeff, is the fighting at least cool? No, the fighting isn't cool. It's literally an awful PS2 game graphic. I felt like I was traveling back. I can't even talk. That's how bad this movie is. It felt like I was watching an old PlayStation 2 game of like awful graphics. That's how terrible the fighting is. If I can't even enjoy the action scenes in your dumb action movie, then who is this movie made for? Again, I'm not trying to dogpile on this movie because everyone is. I'm just pointing out what I see. I love movies. Every time I see a movie, I want to love it. I absolutely love them. Look at this. Look at this. I love movies, and I can tell when one is made for a purely corporate cash grab reason. Now, I'm kind of new to this whole movie reviewing thing officially, but if I had to give it a rating, I'm going to have to go with a D-. Again, the actors are trying their best with what they're given. There's some cool little visuals, but at the end of the day, movie's very unsatisfying, and I would not recommend anyone check this out. I don't know, go see The Batman. Go see Sonic. I hear Sonic's fun. But that is the end of the video. If you like what you see here, go ahead and subscribe, like, comment. There's going to be a lot more content coming your way. And as always, go with Jeff, and you're guaranteed a good win. Real quick, I'm going to include a little post-credit scene, and this post-credit scene is going to make a lot more sense than the one that's in the movie. To those of you who actually saw Morbius, is it just me, or does the bad guy kind of look like the villain from the movie The Mask? Remember that Jim Carrey movie, The Mask? That guy. Doesn't that look like the bad guy? I think it does.